Hey guys, welcome to episode 3 of the KiseCast After Hours, all about family matters with your special guest, JJ, aka ENKisekae. This interview was a ton of fun. Jay is an incredibly interesting and entertaining guy. Several times he insists that he's being narcissistic, but I disagree. Jay is a very popular DA user within our community, and his work is very deserving of its recognition. Both he and his gallery are funny, so if you haven't checked him out or his comics, please follow him at ENKisekae.deviantart.com. Of course, as usual, links are down below in the description doobly-doo, and there are loads of links this time around because there were a ton of people who joined us in the community section of the podcast. Those of you who couldn't join in the discussion, you guys are also included in the links below, so please, guys, check out all of those links. Holy crap. This topic was all about family matters. We go into discussion about our OCs, more specifically which OCs are some of our favorites, and some pictures that may be including those OCs. So check those out. Those are also in the description. Holy shit, that's a huge description. Lots of links. Anyway, many of us consider our OCs as some sort of make-believe next of kin, and with the holidays right around the corner, some of us would rather be around our OCs than our actual families. Like me. Love you, Mom and Dad. Anyway, guys, on with the episode. I had seen one of your older journal posts talking about your inspiration being, and I'm sorry if I'm screwing up his name here, Zuko, is it?
Yeah, that's basically the deviant artist that made us want to start doing this.
Was he the one that started doing sort of the embarrassing nude format?
That was just him doing Kisekai. The embarrassing nude thing came from me being a drunk pervert one night and realizing there was nothing on the internet that had my fetish, which really should have given us a sign that I shouldn't have been doing it, because if the internet doesn't have it, that's like a bad idea.
And is your main fetish being embarrassing nudes?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean,
I see a fair amount on 4chan.
I have a really, bad time with 4chan. I can't wait for it to save my life.
I kind of avoid it just to not get angry all the time.
Yeah.
Really, I only check out the ecchi and occasionally the hentai board, but that's usually about it.
Well, the only thing I heard of was /B or something, and I just saw loads of pictures of people going, "Don't go on it, don't look at it."
Yeah, it gets pretty bad. How old are you anyway?
23.
23, okay.
Yeah, I'm one of the old people on this side. Yeah, I get that a lot. 17, 14, is that what you were looking for?
Yeah, well, yeah, I saw that one picture that you had posted of yourself, and I thought, oh man, he looks young, but I don't know, I can see 23.
Yeah, I get ID'd a lot. By the same people as well. I mean, I'll go to, the shop just next to my house where they all know me, and they still forget how old I am. I worked there for half a year. I think 2 of them do it just to annoy the hell out of us, and then there's this one person who just isn't really who just spaces out all the time, and when they ID me, they get a lot of stick for it.
Now, one person that I hope you're okay with talking about, and I know that you have a very close tie with, is Sonia.
There's nothing really, too personal to go into there, actually, so that's alright. Most of the conversations we've had have been lighthearted. We've never really talked about anything too serious.
Well, my understanding is that you two are just really close friends, but you guys seem pretty close. I mean, are you establishing a relationship, I'm guessing?
I think so. She's very important to me. I mean, I probably wouldn't have stayed on DeviantArt if it hadn't been for the fact that, I met her so quickly. So, she was the first person, who had the same sort of fetishes as me, and, kind of made me realize, I'm not that creepy. I'm still pretty creepy, but I'm not that creepy. Like, there are other people like me out there. And she's a girl as well, so like the fact that both genders kind of like this makes me feel less of a pervert.
There's always somebody of a different gender that's of our same ilk. You know, it's like, wow, okay, it does make me feel a little more secure about, you know, all this stuff that I post. Because there have been a few that I've talked to where they've commented on some of the stuff that I've posted that's like really debaucherous. You know, like the comics where I have characters having sex and they're commenting, and when I see them comment, I'm like, I really don't want you to see that.
Oh, I know what you mean. I don't know if like I've mentioned this enough for people to take note, but one of my friends is like became a deviant artist because they found my comic. Axiasa, if you've heard of her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was like one of the. My roommate knows and she knows, and they're the only two people like in my personal life who know about my comic. And basically, when she found out, I was like pacing the room, cringing, knowing she was reading it all.
Was she reading it in front of you?
Yeah, because like she doesn't live around where I live, so like she only comes down when she comes down. She stays at my house because I've got a spare room and stuff. Basically, we were getting drunk because we hadn't seen each other in a while. I don't know how I let it slip, but like I told her like, oh yeah, I make this internet comic. Like, oh, can I see it? No. Why not? And there's naked people and stuff in it. Like, I've seen naked people before, Jack. And basically, I thought she was going to be like, yeah, I don't want to talk to you anymore. I think I'm going to go back home now. Like, she just started bursting out laughing at some of the scenes like I didn't even think were that funny. So like, she became a massive fan, which sort of like made us happy because like, oh, I've got someone like I can actually do this with in person.
Dude, that's awesome. Nobody that I know in real life has any idea that I do this. To say that my DeviantArt account is extremely secretive is an understatement. Like, not a single friend I know in real life has any idea that I do this. And it's weird. The only way that I can explain it to people is, and this is gonna sound so cornballish, but work with me on this. I feel like Batman. I'm Batman. Because in my normal, everyday life, I am this slightly overweight, schlubby, technical artist.
Oh, I'm 100% with you on that one.
You know, it's like, my normal life is just so dull and boring, but when I get on DeviantArt, working with you guys, talking with you guys, doing the stuff that I do, and uploading the work that I upload, it makes me feel amazing. It makes me feel on top of the world. To keep it hidden, I hate that I keep it hidden, but in a way it makes it feel a little more special that I keep it so hidden from people, I guess. I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, there's a few times when I've been like with close friends, and I've like slightly alluded to the fact that I've done it, but then like the second they sort of like ask like, oh, can I say it? Then like, no, it's just like Paint. It's Microsoft Paint. I don't do anything. Something interesting. It's amazing how having something so wonderful makes you so good at lying. Just
yeah, I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. I would like to have that sort of connection with a friend, basically what you had, and have somebody in my real life validate, like, oh yeah, that is funny, and that is really cool that you do that, but I'm also so nervous to tell anybody in my life about these comics.
I mean, like, the second I get on DeviantArt, I'm full of confidence. But, like, right now, talking to you, like, I can't look at DeviantArt right now. I can feel the paranoia coming back on. Yeah, I'm crossing the barrier from really excited about the fact that I'm going to be on this podcast to, I'm going to be on this podcast. What am I going to do? Also, it's a bit of a downside that, like, I can't listen to this at work, because it'll just be my voice. Stop talking. Stop talking.
Are you nervous about hearing yourself?
Yeah. Well, actually, don't think of me as a narcissist right now. This doesn't happen to me. But, like, when I was trying to, like, get the, like, volume levels and stuff ready for this, because, like, I've never used a mic before, this is, like, first one I've ever used. Like, I started listening to myself going, like, oh, I've got an alright voice.
Dude, you've got a great voice. Don't kid yourself. You have an excellent voice.
I was actually thinking, like, if I'm ever on a rant, or, like, start talking about nonsense, and people are like, oh, you just love the sound of your voice, like, yeah, I listened to a recording of myself for an hour.
That's not narcissistic. I don't think that's narcissistic. And you do have an excellent voice. You really do.
Thank you. I'm glad I talked to you.
I'm just here to stroke your ego.
Thank you. This is the most I've talked in about a month, so it's great.
Oh, really? Do you not really talk that much at work?
No, like, I'm seriously quiet. I mean,
same here.
Again, before, like, the confidence boost from, like, being on DeviantArt, like, I was, like, a shut-in. The only times I'd go out is if my friends dragged me out. Again, like, how great DeviantArt is for, like, boosting your self-confidence and, like, having this community with you. And I feel, like, very different. Even though you gotta keep it a secret in, like, your personal life, you've still got, like, the confidence from it.
Oh yeah, I do. Like, right before I made the account, I was in a really bad place. I wouldn't go as far as to say, like, the lowest point in my life, but I was in a really low point in my life.
Yeah.
And, when I made my account and I started uploading things, and I met, particularly, Majora Star online. He was one of the first people that I connected with, and, starting to talk with people on DeviantArt, getting people complimenting me and asking me for more. It's suddenly like, oh, that's awesome, that makes me feel great. So now, seeing how that happened and feeling those effects, I thought, okay, so if I join DeviantArt and I see that there's a KiseCast community, if I do that to other people and I keep encouraging them, hey, do more, I actually really want to see more, not only does that, A, make people feel great, B, it's also great seeing other people's work because then it gives me inspiration to motivate me and to keep on making more things.
I'm 100% with you on that one. I mean, when, like, the plot developed and, like, when I actually decided I'm gonna put a storyline into it, that was all due to the fact that, like, people wanted to be in it as well, and, like, I was like, oh, I'll put you in as a cameo and it'll be great, and, like, but I want to stay in it after that. Like, really? In my comic? Like, yeah, I want to see how it develops, and I'm like, alright, I'll make up a storyline. I mean, if it wasn't for the fact that Amy Wedgie wanted to be in it, then I would never had a storyline, because it was originally just going to be Alice as, like, this terrible superhero, and embarrassing nudity would, like, happen, but I'm really glad there is a plot, because I was really running out of, like, ways to think of people's clothes falling off. Seriously, it looks like there's a lot of ways to begin with. There isn't.
You've come up with many creative ways to get girls naked.
Boys too.
Boys too, yes. That's one thing I must compliment you on. Most of the stuff that I do is girl-oriented. You do an excellent job of mixing up both sexes, and that's one thing I have to compliment you on. And there are many other users that do it, and I usually try to give them a nod for it too. You don't single any sex out, and that's good. Sometimes I do feel bad about the stuff that I do because I've gotten a lot of comments directed at me about how I just objectify women, and it's not really my goal. I never really think about it that way. But you do an excellent job keeping it very, well, varied.
I never really thought about your stuff like that, because I try to be a nice guy, but, like, some things can really grate on us, like, when it comes to, like, gender roles and stuff, or if it comes to racism or homophobia. So if I thought yours was, like, exploiting women, I probably wouldn't have been a fan, and I never really got that vibe from your stuff.
Well, thank you. It's good to hear that.
I think the fact that, like, I've got a sort of niche fetish that not a lot of people know about lets me get away with a lot of that. I mean, I haven't gotten hate mail on DeviantArt before because I've got this little community of people who like the same thing, and anyone who doesn't like it isn't really bothered about it, to just go about their day. So I think, like, I've hid under the radar from hate mail.
I think another thing that really benefits too is when you have a lot of people commenting on your work and you have a pretty big following, the hateful comments seem to decrease. I don't know if maybe the trolls kind of target the people who have fewer watchers or what it is, but I have seen where somebody new has joined our community and they don't really have any watchers, and I may go through their gallery and I'll see a few of those introductory pieces that they've uploaded, and it's, you know, there'll be some commenter from somebody saying, this isn't art, this is just from a stupid doll game, don't upload this to DeviantArt, stuff like that. And it's like, could you not dog people? I mean, they're brand new to the website. You really want to do that and push them away? You know?
Especially when we've just talked about how great a confidence boost it can be and how it can actually help in, like, your daily life. And like, a few people could be put off, like, finding that out, because
That's a shame.
I hate comments sent to them.
And I think that a lot of us, at some point in our group, have tolerated quite a bit, or are continuing to tolerate, for some of those who are younger, tolerating bullying in their lives. And I mean, I was a huge target when I was growing up, but primarily of racism.
Yeah.
So, to get it on DeviantArt too, it's like, I don't know, man. Yeah, exactly. I look at DeviantArt as sort of a refuge, you know, a way to get away from reality. And for some of these people, especially some of these younger people on here, it's like, this is their opportunity to get away from that crap. Let's not add it back into DeviantArt.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's lighten the mood, because I like Happy Ezra.
I like Happy J. Now, should I call you JJ or Jack or J?
You can call us whatever you want.
Okay.
Like, the only reason I started calling myself JJ was because I'm a narcissist who based the character off himself. And I'm not saying, you're a narcissist for doing the same thing, but I made my character I got and based him off of me. So that's a bit of an ego.
My character is loosely based on me, but doesn't carry the same name. The only thing is that the name that I chose is a made-up name that I've always really liked. And, I remember when I was younger, I had this whole story that I used to write all the time, and the main character's name was Ezra. So, I've carried this Ezra, I guess, the love for the name, I've carried it ever since I was a teenager, so probably about 15 years.
Okay, my best friend, Ezra.
What's that?
You know how you saw my other profile before and it had a name on it?
Mm-hmm.
But exact same story about that character.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Made him up in my head, because, I can't really draw. And, well, I used to be able to draw, but, I had bad times in high school with, terrible teachers, so that sort of, drummed it out of us.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an alright writer, but, basically, I can only do a bit of writing, and I've got KiseCae to do my work. So, before I had those two things, I just sort of, daydreamed, and that's, how I've got so much submissions out so quickly in, such a short time, because I'd been thinking up these stories in my head for years, because I didn't really have an iPod, for a long time, longer than it should have been. I was 18 when I got my first iPod. So when I was walking long distances, because my friends live so far away, it's so annoying. They live half an hour away from me, and that's the closest person. So when I'm walking somewhere, I've just got to daydream and make up comics in my head. It's gotten us into trouble a few times, because my friend will walk past us on the street and I won't notice, because I'll be thinking of a comic book in my head and I'll be smiling to myself Jack, what the hell's wrong here? Whoa, I didn't see you there. Yeah, you've just been walking down the street with your head down, grinning to yourself, because I'm thinking of something funny to put into the comic. It got to the point where, my best friend, he would bump into us a lot on the street when I was walking and daydreaming, and it got to the point where he was in his car, and he drove past and parked and, beat his horn to, get my attention. And I was daydreaming, so he beat again, still daydreaming, not listening. And then I just heard, him yell down the street Jack! I beat me horn 3 times! What kind of person doesn't listen when a car beeps its horn at you 3 times? And I broke down, because obviously he's had to tell us a few times Jack, I'm next to you on the street, I'll not noticed. So I'm in the fetal position in the middle of the road laughing because this has happened so many times. He's still yelling at us, so angry that I didn't notice. There's people walking down the side of the street going what the hell's happened to him? Why is his friend yelling at him? Having a mental breakdown? What's going on? And yeah, that's how I come up with my comic. Sorry, I just ranted on for a bit there.
No, that's totally fine. That was amazing. So you were so caught up in your own story, you didn't even notice that your friend was honking at you.
That's basically my sense of humor. I'm not really that funny, in person. My sense of humor is based on the fact that I can make people laugh at me.
I'm pretty much the same way. But yeah, man, I used to do the same exact thing, and I won't say your other name, but it's obvious that it's centered around a particular video game, and big shocker, the Ezra that I wrote about, that entire story was focused around that exact video game. So, I'm dead serious. It was the first, like, really big RPG that I ever really played. And I was so invested in that world. I had so many characters that I would think of, and so many different battles and story ideas. Where my parents lived, it was only about a 2-mile walk from school. So in that 2-mile walk, I would think to myself of all the stories that I wanted to write when I got home. And kind of like what you're saying, I'm not a big writer. I still have some of the old stories that I used to write, which are atrocious. They're full of grammatical errors and bad English, but
At least you got them out there. I mean, I just kept mine in my head, which is why I've got 400 deviations in 6 months, because I finally got somewhere to put them.
That's awesome, man. I love that your best friend was honking at you. You're just so dazed. Oh my
He
god.
was so angry as well, and I couldn't like apologize or say sorry to him because I was just breaking down laughing at the fact that he'd done it to us about 5 different times before that time, and it was just building up inside him to the fact that like I never paid attention when I was walking down the street.
Oh my god. That's amazing, dude.
I think that's the funniest thing that's ever happened to me in real life. It's at least in my top 5.
Oh god, I'm sweating from that.
Great. At least I gave you something funny to put in your podcast. You can end the interview now. I made Ezra laugh. I'm gonna go.
No, you gotta keep it going. Alright. Talking about DeviantArt and how you came across DeviantArt, how did you find Zuko's profile and like how did you come across all that, and then what inspired you to say like, oh hey, I see what he's doing, I'm gonna give it a shot?
It was actually, I had an old DeviantArt account for about 3 years.
Oh, okay.
So, like, I got into it in middle school because a friend of mine on DeviantArt who's really good at, I was surprised at how little what she's got because she's doing really well in, like, real life with her artwork. She was basically talking about it one day. So, like, I searched on it and, like, I watched her as a friend. And basically, like forgot about it entirely when I got out of school, and then I came back to it one day when I was bored and like found we had fetishes because I'm a pervert. I've already like cemented this reputation for myself.
It's okay. So am I.
Good. And basically, like I found Zuko Halliwell, Raijin Senshi, Amy Wedgie, Helena Stories, and Xena Storm. You've heard of any of them?
Sorry, I had to mute my mic, I sneezed.
It's alright.
Yes, I have heard of them.
Well, I found them, and I basically, like, watched them religiously. But, like, I never commented or actually put them on watch. I bookmarked them on my computer. Because I had this weird thought in my head, like, oh, they have, like, fetishes I enjoy as well. I could talk to them about it. Oh no, I can't talk to them. I can't tell them I like this fetish. They'll think I'm a pervert. Even though they were writing about the fetishes and, like, putting artwork up about it. Like, no, but they'll think I'm a creep if I tell them I like it. So, like, I just watched them for about, like, a year and a half before the night when I got drunk and decided I wanted my own profile. So, and what really surprised me was, like, I thought they were, like, really big, like, because obviously I'd watched them for years, so I thought, like, I actually called them this in, like, the Happy Birthday Amy Wedgie submission I did, like, called them DeviantArt celebrities, because that's what they were to me, like, I was totally starstruck by them, which made it all the more amazing when, like, Zuko was one of the first people to actually comment on my stuff and tell us he liked it.
Oh, that's gotta be a huge ego boost.
Yeah, that's another reason I kept doing it. Because I still talk to him all the time, like, so, like, when I first started talking to him, I was, like, fanboying to hell, going, wow, your stuff's amazing, I'm so happy you're talking to us, like, I've never RP'd before as well, and you RP all the time, it looks so much fun, like, you really like my stuff? Like, yeah, I love it, it's brilliant, how can you not know that, like, it's amazing, like it's just stuff I post, like, no, it's great, it's like the best thing in the world, how can you not know it's amazing? I'm pretty sure I creeped him out a little bit, but we're friends, so it's alright. And, like, I couldn't understand, like, how he could, like, love his work as much as I loved it. And then, like, obviously, like, after the 6 months, I've gotten quite a few watchers. and
Quite a few. You've got a ton of watchers, man.
Stay humble. And like, I've made friends with people like Dragon Gage and Lord Domino, and they're like, "Oh, your stuff's amazing!" Like, really? It's just stuff I posted. So I'll go off and tell Zuko and Zeta and stuff like, their stuff is amazing, and they should be really proud of it. And they'll go like, "Oh, no, it's just stuff I like to put up." And then I'll go, "No, how can you not understand?" And then people will say it to me, and I'll be like, "No, it's just stuff I like to put up." I'm a total hypocrite in that sense. Like, I can't take a compliment to save my life.
Well, you do have some amazing work, man. I'm rather new to your work. I started following you around a month ago, I believe.
Yeah,
and
oh yeah, I know when people stop following me. Trust me, it always happens because like I'll get really into a DeviantArtist and like see that like they've got more watchers and like they've got loads of deviations and loads of views. They're like, "Oh, these are amazing." Like, I'm not big enough to talk to them yet, but they're great. And then they'll start watching me. Like, Clouds are KiseCae. I was like, "She's brilliant. I love her stuff. I mean, maybe when I'm a bit bigger, I can talk to her." Like, start watching it. Again, with you and with 70 Studios, like, it was like, "Oh, they're amazing. Oh, they're watching this."
Believe me. I feel like you're one of the bigger names on DeviantArt. Excuse me, I'm so sorry. I'm so burpy.
Oh, dude, I took the mic off and like went over to the other side of the room for a bit and burped before, so you're alright.
Such a gentleman. I'm just doing it right in the mic.
I've got a few people who like upload stuff regularly, so I can always watch them. But there's days where like there's nothing new coming through, so like, alright, I'll look at Ezra's stuff. And you'll notice, I'm sure you've noticed before, like, you'll have random stuff from like a few months ago that I've just favorited for no reason.
I do the same thing to people. Sometimes I worry that they're gonna be like, he's been following me for months. Why is he all of a sudden now favoriting a dozen different things and commenting on work that I did a month and a half ago?
I'm sure everyone must do it at some point. Because there's so much stuff out there now. I mean,
yeah, it's definitely like it's turned into one of those things for me that I don't play video games nearly as often as I used to.
Yeah, same boat. I mean, I've sold most of my video games now, so all I do is like upload comments.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's kind of what I've become. Is I don't watch as much TV as I used to. I don't watch as many movies as I used to. Like all that stuff, I kind of set aside, and whenever I do have free time, I prefer to make stuff, for my gallery, and I prefer to browse other people's stuff and read their stories and fall in love with their characters, which I'm really bad about, like actually falling in love with some people's characters.
Oh, don't worry about it. Same boat, man. Same boat. Like, talking to you, I've realized, like, there must be a load of people doing the exact same thing, because I have this very bad habit of believing I'm the only one when it comes to something. And you've given me a bigger insight into the community right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely the same way. I worry that some of the stuff that I do within the community, people are going to be weirded out by me, or, like, especially when I tell people, "Oh my god, your character is so hot," and I'm just like, I shouldn't gush like that. Like, they're gonna be so weirded out by, Ezra is attracted to my character. He's taking it a little too far.
Ezra, I've made a comic devoted to people losing their clothes. I'm sure you're gonna be okay.
That's a good segue. I'm curious. I'm genuinely curious about your particular fetish. I know a lot of people don't want to go in deep into it. For instance, I'm not ashamed of admitting that I have this crazy weird thing for girls in glasses, and I'm pretty sure that it stems back to like one of the very first girls that I ever like had a real life crush on. She had glasses. Pretty much every girl I've ever dated has worn glasses, and I think it's because when I was growing up, I was only, I believe, 9 years old when I needed glasses, and I don't know why, I thought I look a lot cuter with glasses on. And
well done.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got glasses I'm supposed to use at the computer, which I don't, because I think I've got the wrong prescription or something, because like they just give me like really bad headaches. But like when I got glasses, like I couldn't be seen wearing them.
See,
like,
a lot of people think that. I don't know why, but to me, when someone puts on a pair of glasses, And I'm not ashamed to admit it. If I see a guy, I'm like, oh yeah, that guy's got glasses. He looks damn good wearing glasses. I have no problem admitting that. For some reason, it's just, I got this weird thing with glasses. Do you think you have any clues as to what led you to the embarrassing nude fetish?
Not sure. I mean, you know, have you ever heard of Helmhood? He's actually on DeviantArt, but like, he usually like works outside of it. He basically wrote the story Jenna Goes Jogging that I made the comic to. Don't know if it's yet actually, but he like basically makes pornography like that. And I found him when I was about 17 and stuff, and like thought his stuff was amazing. And again, I fanboyed out when I found out my friend Jenna like actually knows him. So
that's awesome.
Those are people like not like big celebrities, but people like I'm a big fan of on the internet. Somehow I'm getting to meet a lot lately, and I don't know how it's happening. But I think it comes from like the videos he used to make, because like I never really saw anything like it before. And also I think it basically goes back to like first girlfriend or something, like, because obviously like first time like you start doing sexual things, it's absolutely humiliating. Like you're going red in the face all the time, and they're going red in the face all the time because you've never done it before. And I think the fact that like my first girlfriend just looked really cute when her face went red, I think that probably helped towards it. So I think that's where the fetish came from, but I'm not sure because I've never really sat down and thought about it.
Yeah, see, that's the thing is, talking to everybody, I'm really amazed and I'm very happy and I'm very flattered that people are cool with talking to me about this stuff, because when I first started doing the podcast, this was what I wanted to do. Like, I wanted to be able to talk to people openly about their fetishes, because as Jix had mentioned in the previous episode, like, it's nice to be able to talk about them and to also kind of, in a way, connect with people. Like, even though I may not be into that fetish, it intrigues the hell out of me. All fetishes intrigue the hell out of me. I admit that I'm kind of weirded out by a couple of them.
Yeah, there's a few that I don't understand, but don't really like to judge on it, considering like how obscure mine was to the point that I had to like make my own porn. But,
sure, exactly.
The one that like really made me realize like you really can't judge people for stuff is I like made a lot of friends who had wedgie fetishes when like I started this, and like that's a big part of my comic now. But like before that, I mean, I just thought about like, oh, people used to wedgie me in high school. Sucked.
Right.
Yeah. I kind of got into it now because, like, not really because I've got a wedgie fetish, but more because, like, getting wedgies is embarrassing and I've got an embarrassment fetish. But, like, a few of the people I've met, like, who have that fetish are really nice, down-to-earth people. Another thing I like about the fact that people are so open with their fetishes on DeviantArt, because, like, when it comes to, like, obscure fetishes like that, you think it must just be, like, creeps and, like, people with problems who, like, get off on that. But like when you actually like meet people with these fetishes who you realize are really normal, really cool and great people to talk to,
right?
Like, you kind of get a broader perspective on what humans are really like. Sorry, I got a bit deep there.
No. That was I wanted to interrupt you to compliment you. That is perfect how you worded that. That's an amazing way to put it, and I think that is perfectly explaining why I wanted to do this podcast and talk to people about this stuff, was because it intrigues the hell out of me, but I also know that there are people out there. I've had people send me messages about like, dude, your whole thing with glasses, that's kind of weird. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to take that as offensive.
Glasses is a really sort of calm one compared to the stuff that's on here.
I think it's pretty tame.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm also willing to talk to them about it. And like you said, when you stop and think about it, everybody has their own little fetish and kink. Something specific that turns them on, where it's like, oh, I don't know why that turns me on, but it does. I wonder if other people have that too. And I would hope that a lot of people are really cool with being open about it. And I just like being exposed to all these new things. There's a lot of stuff that when I joined DeviantArt, I had no idea was a fetish. It's great to see these pictures, and I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty cool. Like, is it my thing? No, it's not my thing, but I kind of like it. Like, especially talking with Jix about some of the stuff that he was into, and he's got a laundry list of things that he's into. We're introducing new things to each other.
I think that the reason I am so open about talking about it now is because, like, you made a podcast where people can talk about it freely.
Oh man, you have no idea how good that makes me feel. That really, that makes me feel awesome. And I hope other people feel that way too.
Well, you made me blush before, so I got my own back there.
So a nice little segue into that is one of my particular fetishes is basically like office attire, which is basically, you know, pencil skirt and organized dress. And
you don't need to explain that one to me. I'm with you.
and particularly pantyhose or stockings. So diving into your recent journal posts about you tried on women's clothes and you really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
You want to
I've
talk?
got no problem talking about that because mostly that isn't a sexual thing either. It's just something I like to do now. I wouldn't call myself a cross-dresser, not because there's anything bad about being a cross-dresser, but mainly because I'm not very good at it. It's more like just like being a hedonist than being a cross-dresser.
Sure.
It feels nice, so I do it. That actually came about from, again, me being a drunk pervert.
You do a lot of this stuff when you're drunk.
Yeah, it's amazing how many of my life choices are down to doing that. Basically, like, I was at my friend's house. For some reason, like, I ended up with makeup on me, but like, it wasn't like female makeup. It was like, I looked like the Joker from the new Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, I found that fun. So, like, I put on a dress and girls' clothes like that and just, like, danced around and acted like a tit the entire night. Like, woke up the next day, like, going, well, that was a silly thing to do. But I enjoyed it, so that was fun. And then, like, I completely forgot about it for ages. And then, like, I was at my friend's house again, and I think they brought it up. They're like, yeah, you look quite good in a dress. Go put a dress on. Like, no, I'm not drunk today. Like, get drunk, Jack. Like, oh, okay.
I got drunk.
Yeah, ended up in a dress again. Eventually, it got to the point where, like, I just put on a dress whenever I felt like it. Like, it's normally like a social thing I do as well, which is weird because it would seem like something you'd do in private, but like, I don't really do it by myself. If I'm with a crowd, if I'm with like my group of my personal friends, that's when I start like dressing up. I go about things in a very strange way.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, and like you were talking about in the journal post about how it just women's clothes generally feel more comfortable. I mean,
they really are comfy, and which is like women's products, and like this is not a like slight against women. This is a slight against the fact that how people treat women. Like normally women's products aren't as good as men's products. So when it comes to the clothes, like, the fact that they're better is, like, really sort of hits you from the side. You don't realize it.
Mm-hmm.
But I have great legs when I wear tights. Sorry, I'm telling everyone.
No. That's why I wanted to lead into it as somebody who has a bit of a tights fetish myself. And you should be proud that you had amazing-looking legs in tights.
Thank you. I wasn't proud at the time. I kept floating around on Tumblr somewhere of me in those tights.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Because I never posted anything to Tumblr, because I'm not a big fan of Tumblr. But I had it, and it seemed like the best place to put it, so like, hey everyone, look how great my legs look in tights.
The one post on Tumblr. Yeah, I feel like an old man when it comes to Tumblr. I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I just recently found, this is going out to anybody who might follow my Tumblr. If you sent me a message on Tumblr and I never responded, it's because I am an old man who doesn't understand how Tumblr works, and I don't know how the fuck to respond to you. If I could respond to you, I would respond, but I don't know what I'm doing. I saw these messages. It said something like, you have 15 messages, and one of them dated back to like a year ago. I was like, oh wow, I wonder if that person's still alive. I don't even know.
When I got Tumblr, I had a girlfriend at the time, and my girlfriend was bisexual. She had like a lot of fetishes she wasn't ashamed to talk about. But when I got Tumblr, I reblogged like, oh, this girl's cute, I'll reblog her. And my girlfriend actually made it a rule that I wasn't allowed to reblog women unless they were naked.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Again, you'd think it'd be the other way around with me.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
Yeah, I just live in opposite worlds, sorry.
I definitely have absolutely no judgments toward anybody wearing whatever clothing it is that they want to. As long as they feel good in it, I think that's all that matters, in all honesty. To me, it's like women's clothes are, first of all, a lot more fun, and secondly, there is so
nodding there, sorry. I just realized I was nodding along to your conversation and like not saying anything.
It's okay. Yeah, women's clothes, there's a lot more variety, and it's just a lot more fun. if a guy wanted to wear women's clothing, dude, I'm totally for it. I have no beef with it. I totally encourage it, and I think it's awesome that you did that, and that you were cool and comfortable with posting it online.
When I did it, I was telling you about my friend, the guy who honked his horn at us and like yelled at me in the street. One of the times I cross-dressed and I came into the room, he's like, "You look more like Jack than I've ever seen you look," which I took as a compliment.
That's awesome.
It's weird because I was wearing like clothes that were way too small for me.
Revealing a little too much?
No, not that. It was more the fact that my roommate was going to kill us because I was stretching all our clothes. I don't have my own clothes because, like, I only really do it when I'm in a social circle. I don't do it a lot of the time, so it doesn't really warrant getting my own clothes when my friends will give me clothes to wear. So yeah, she wasn't happy with me that time. But I've got another friend who's very happy with dressing me up like a girl, so that's okay. I'll just go to her house.
There you go. So can you, since this episode is going to be focused on OCs, is there any particular story that you want to talk about and kind of promote, particularly maybe some of your OCs like Alice?
The first few OCs I did, like Sam and Jack and Alice and stuff, like when I first started, like I wasn't expecting it to go anywhere, so I didn't really give a lot of depth to them. I think more the stories that will like really get people into my work is when the Queen and Strayza arrive, because like I actually thought out pretty like elaborate stories for them. That's when I actually started like thinking, oh, I can put a plot to this because people are watching now and they can't leave. But you invested in it now. I've got them.
You suckered them in.
Mentioned this a while back, like I felt really bad about the fact that I added so much plot to it when it was really just like about fetishes. Well, I've added some really depressing scenes, some really gory scenes. People aren't getting off on this anymore. I've just made this really horrible experience. I'm sorry, guys. I'll go back to the embarrassing nudity and the wedges. Like, oh, no, we like the plot. Put the plot in. Like, oh, all right, okay, I'll keep the plot. I think Ray was one of the first people to do that as well. Like, no, I'll get rid of the plot for a while. Don't worry. We're gonna have a break. We're just gonna have lots of fun nudity and everyone can be happy and horny and like love their fetishes and stuff. And Ray's like, I'll miss the plot. For a main story, I think it's probably the one where Strayza fights Amy and Alice and Alexa. It's a whole nother level, and Eyes of the Goddess are the two ones where I actually like worked quite hard on the story, because I was thinking of Strayza's backstory and not just the stuff for like that scene, the stuff I'm gonna do in the future for her as well. Because like I was thinking, I can make this quite serious. I'm good at making like sort of sad stuff that gets you. I mean, I didn't think I was good at doing like horrifying gore and stuff, but like from when I did the story where I made Creepy Alexa, which I'll get to that story in a minute actually, because I got really lucky doing that story, and I'll talk about that later.
Okay.
But, like when people told me I was like actually good, and like they were generally like creeped out by that, and put it in a good way, I was like, okay, I can do dark stuff, so I'll do some dark things and I'll develop Strayza's story. And this is actually the part where, like, because I know you say you get invested in your characters quite a lot, and I am now, but when I first started I wasn't invested in them. They were just, like, people that I made so I could make the story. So, like, when making a whole other level was when I actually started getting invested in my characters, because I gave Strayza this really sad backstory where her mother was kidnapped and died, and, like, she had to witness it. And it drove her, like, insane to the point where the only person who could save her was someone else who knew her mother, and then she breaks down. And, like, they've got this, like, bond that hasn't really been talked about yet, but, like, it's quite obviously there. And when I was doing that scene, I was like, alright, this is cool, this is dark, this is sad. I'm starting to tear up a bit. Why am I tearing up a bit at my own storyline? This is the potential. So, yeah, like, making Strayza's scene, like, I'm quite embarrassed to say because it does sound a bit, like, pretentious and, like I'm loving my own work, but I did start to tear up. I felt a bit odd about that, and that's when I like started getting invested in my characters. So that's probably the best story I've got.
Yeah. There's a piece that I did that was kind of like inspired just off of a song, and it was where I basically made Reese look like she was brokenhearted. I was kind of in a dark place. Occasionally, when I'm digging through my gallery, I'll go back to that, and every single time I look at that damn piece, I'm like, I don't know why I uploaded it, because it breaks my heart to see it. And I think to myself, like, why did I waste my time making something depressing in my gallery? Like, it should be more about happiness and love, and so sometimes I look back on that piece and I'm like, I don't like it.
I've got a piece kind of similar but for different reasons, because obviously like there's a lot of comedy and stuff in my comic.
Yes.
So the scene where like the evil Jack's talking to the dead Jack inside his head, and he's like complaining about how it's all love and sprangly and give us a break, I'm gonna puke, this is horrendous. And I made that because like I thought like my story's not really that good. I mean,
oh come on.
I know, like I'm sorry, I'll admit that it's good enough to get over 200 watchers, so that it must mean it's alright at least. But obviously like when I'm not around the community a lot, or like when I haven't uploaded in a while and like haven't talked to people in a while, I do go back into that person that doesn't have a lot of confidence. And I think around that scene, I hadn't spoken to the community a bit, so I didn't have such high self-esteem like I do. When I made Jack and like, well, evil Jack, like making him bad mouth my own comic, it was probably because like I just like felt, oh, it's a bit crap. I'll make a character who thinks it's crap, and that's basically where that scene came from. But it's not crap because I've got lots of good friends who know good story writing and stuff like you, who tell me it's good. So
it is very much. And one thing that I also want to commend you on is I really wanted to keep doing collaborations with people within the community. I did, but because of time constraints, I don't get to do as much work these days that I like to do. And so, because I have so few uploads that I do anymore, I kind of try to stick with my own work, my own stories, and I try to avoid doing too many collaborations anymore, especially because I don't want people to think I'm ever picking favorites. But I used to do a decent amount of collaborations, not nearly to the level that you do. The way that you include other people's characters in your comics and stories, and even like the little one-off comics that you do, is amazing. That's awesome. That's something that I highly encourage. I wish that I could do more of it, but I don't have the time anymore. And that's awesome that you do so much with the community, with including characters. You know, I don't know if people approach you about it. I don't know if you approach other people about it, but you're really awesome about being open to bringing more characters into your stories, and that's fucking rad. That really is.
Thank you.
I can't compliment you enough on that.
That's not really like a part I have to work hard at though, because like I like the fact that obviously like you have your own stories and you have great ideas. So when it comes to collaboration, like adding people into your stories like might take something away from it, and I don't think people would want to do that to your work. I think your work's quite good, just having your characters, because you're quite detailed with your characters as well. I mean, I've seen the bios. You put a lot of hard work and thought into them, whereas, like I said, my characters I didn't really develop to begin with. So having these other people's characters in does, like, give it a better story. So I don't, like, go out of my way to do it, because I just like doing it. As for, like, approaching people about it, or them approaching me, it used to be I would ask people to be in it, like, because when it was just like fetish stuff, obviously if they liked it, it was because they liked that fetish as well, so like I had no problem asking them to be in it. Now that it's got plot and stuff, and like people are in it for the storyline, like might not want their characters used in that way, I kind of wait for people to approach me. The only person like I've gotten away with asking lately is Ray, and I'll tell you a story about that in a minute.
Sure.
But there's something else, like, I've gotten really, like, DeviantArt's the only place where you can really do that, like, where you can have other people and their characters and stuff in your work, because other people will support you no matter, like, even if, like, it's not something they do with their characters, if you do it, like, they'll be okay with it. There's one person who I've got, like, run by him when, like, I put a character in, but even when I do that, he's, like, the only, like, changes you'll make to it is, like, can you change, like, the color on the dress? But other than that, it's amazing. This, like, and now I can tell you about the Alexa story when I'm in this segue. I got really lucky with that story, because I tend to go off the rails a bit when I get an idea in my head, and, like, just start making it, and not think about what other things I have to do first. to the point that, like, I completely abused Alex French's character because, like, I made her into this complete thing she isn't.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I made her into this, like, because she's, like, a sweet girl, she's got perversions and stuff, but she keeps that hidden. It's like, she's viewed as this nice, innocent person.
Oh, yes.
And I put this monster inside her.
What? I don't think I've seen this.
Yeah. She's got a starlight power, but she's got a weird one. She's got one that's not very nice. It's like an evil entity inside her that likes to inflict pain and likes to scare people and likes to horrify and like terrify and make people like puddle in the corner going, oh no, I don't like it, I want to go home. And I made this character. I made it, and I posted it. The first comment I got was from Zuko saying, did you ask Alex before you did this? And it wasn't until I up there like, I didn't ask permission to do this to this guy's character at all.
Oh, man.
Yeah, luckily Alex is a wonderful guy, and he loved it, and he loved the character. So, like, I could have been in serious trouble doing that. Like, oh, I totally abused his character. I'm really sad about that. In the end, thought it was okay. I'd like to say I learned from that, but I haven't, because you've seen the contest entry I did for Ray.
Yes.
Like, when I got into Clouds Like KiseCast from when the voice tag was going around, because when I did the voice tag, I'm in, like, a town in England where we use fuck like a comma.
Yes.
We just swear non-stop, so, like, I swear quite a lot in real life. So when I was doing the voice tag and thinking it was, like, going to people of all ages and stuff, like, you'll hear us stutter and mumble and stuff in the voice tag because, like, I'm trying not to swear. And, when I heard, Clouds Like KiseCast, because I heard hers from the fact that DBZ Rules had done it and tagged her in it, like, the third word that leaves her voice is like, my voice is a piece of shit, so this is gonna be awful, like, she swore. We're allowed to swear. She didn't give a fuck, she just went for it. So, that's when I realized, like, what a badass Clouds Like KiseCast is.
Yeah.
I started watching her, and then she ended up in the podcast, so I started, like, plugging the KiseCast stuff, because I love it.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, I started talking to her through that. For the contest entry, like, this just proves I haven't learned anything, and that, it was about 3 months ago I did the Creepy Alexa scene. I haven't learned anything from that, because it had gotten to that point where I was, like, sort of skeptical about asking people to be in the comic.
Yeah.
Because it had gotten to the part where, like, people were in it just because they liked the plot, but didn't like the fetishes. So, like, if I asked someone to be in it, they might be offended, and, like, Ray's mentioned a few times she's uncomfortable with, like, nudity with her character.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't really want to, like, ask her in case, like, it made her feel uncomfortable. So, cause my mind goes off the rails when I've, like, got an idea in my head, like, I'd catch myself thinking up storylines like, oh, and Ray can do this, and she'll do that, and it'll be great, and, like, there's this big action scene, and everyone's shocked by how she went about it, like, but just not in the comic, because I haven't invited her into the comic. So I can't do that scene anymore. So when I saw her contest, have you seen the entry?
Yes, I saw that she's letting people use her characters, and that I forget when the deadline is. She put a pretty good deadline on this for people to make entries.
11th of December. That just proves how much of a fanboy I am.
And then if you win, I believe she brings you into her current storyline. Correct?
Yeah, she gives you a character in Divinity.
Yes, that's it.
Like, I wasn't even thinking of the prize. When she said she was doing an entry where you could use her character, I was like, I've got an outlet. I can make her a Starlight Warrior. It's fine. I can do it. She's let me do it. If you've noticed from my entry, it's a lot longer than any of my other, like, comic book entries.
Yes, because when you first uploaded it, I tried looking at it on my phone, and it was so long, I couldn't read it. So I was like, damn it, I have to wait until I get home to read this.
Yeah, that was about a month of pent-up going, Ray's not in the comics, stop thinking up for ideas for Ray, because she's not in the comics, she's not going to be in the comics, stop thinking up ideas for Ray. So, when the contest entry came out, I went off the rails again, and I made this massive comic trying to get as much of her character into as possible, like, about 5 scenes into it, like, I wish I could show you the message I sent Ray, because like at the end I was like, what the hell have I done? She's gonna hate this. Like I sent out a message like going like, I'm really sorry about this, Ray. I mean, I'd like to say I didn't know what I was thinking, but I knew exactly what I was thinking. I can tell you, like, each slide what I was thinking when I was doing this. Like, it goes from me being really ecstatic to about halfway through going like, wait, it's gonna be okay. I mean, it's just a contest thing. Even if she doesn't like it, she doesn't like it. It's not gonna fall onto anything else. And it gets to about slide 15, and I'm like, I've done it again. I've just stuck her in the comic. Like, this is emotional blackmail. She's gotta be in the comic now. I'm really sorry, Ray. So if you don't like it, you can delete it, and like, I won't submit it to like my page or anything. And it turns out she loved it, so I got away again, because I'm a lucky fucker apparently, and just everyone loves it.
I think that you did an excellent job nailing her sense of humor within the comic too, because that, like right at the end where she does the build up to screaming fuck, like that part was fucking hysterical.
Are you a fan of Stephen Fry?
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, everyone is. He told a story once about how he was at a party with friends, and like how someone mentioned like people who swear just swear because they don't have a very large vocabulary, and he's like, no, that's completely wrong. That's not why they swear at all. They swear because they've got a very large vocabulary and they want to use the words more often. Sometimes it really does call for just saying fuck or shit.
Exactly.
You've got to say it to get your point across. It's a great way to show how much like emotion you've got invested in the conversation you're having.
I completely agree.
Oh, we really diverged from talking about KiseCae a lot in this conversation.
It's okay. This podcast can go totally off the rails.
And this is awesome. And I'm not just saying that because I'm on it.
I don't know. To me, I have a lot of fun editing the show. The whole time I'm editing the show, I'm having the time of my life, and I'm thinking of stuff that I want to do to it. And like the last couple, I've added sound effects. And I'm like, I want to keep adding sound effects, but
I love the sound effects. You can put as many sound effects on as you want.
I'll find something.
I want an explosion now. Visuals now. That's a bit far.
I guess we'll start to wrap this up. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about in terms of projects that you have that you're working on right now, projects that you want to work on in the future, any ideas?
I've gotten quite a lot of people in my comic now, and if it was an anime or like a manga or something, like I'd have far too many characters filling up the roster. But since this is a comic on DeviantArt, I just want more people to be in it. This is my way of like being part of the community. I've got people to share like my story with.
So is this kind of an open door invitation to...
Yeah, if people want to be a part of it, I'll find a way for you to be a part of it. So
awesome.
Say hi.
Fantastic. There you go, people. Hit him up. You're not following him already.
You don't have to follow me, just say hi.
Get the view count even higher than it already is.
Oh god, no, I'll start to panic.
That is a hell of a view count, man.
Apart from attempting to plug about 100 people, I can't think of anything.
Hey, man, plug away. If you want to plug people, go for it.
Lord Domino is awesome. He started doing comics like after me, and apparently thinks I'm amazing, but his comics are brilliant. You should really check them out. He's got better like plot-based comics.
Okay.
Sistrio, I think that's how you pronounce it. 1521. He's a great guy. Like his comics are good. But, like he's also a really amazing guy just to talk to. So friendly and so supportive of everyone. Obviously, you've just got to watch Jade 5667 because it's Sonya, and Sonya's amazing. She's so amazing that she's a protagonist in my comic, so do it.
Amazing.
Obviously, Izuko Halliwell, because he's the reason I'm here to begin with. Xena, because she's the reason I started like posting my fetishes and not caring. God, there's so many people I want to plug. I'll just say something to them. Guys, if I've forgotten to say your name in this right now, don't think I don't love you, because you're all fucking amazing.
He doesn't pick favorites.
No, I love you all.
after these messages. We'll be right back.
Yeah. Let me introduce you to the Urkel doll. He's got my look, my laugh, my voice, and all. Can I do that? He's got my hip stuff, pants, and that'll do too. Purple glasses and suspenders, and he's thirsty. Now sweat like that. So if you can't have me, get the next best thing, talking Urkel. I just pulled my string. Say what? Look for my Teen Urkel board games and puzzles too.
From Milton Bradley.
Can I do that? Pretty, pretty. Pretty, pretty. ENKisekae. Yeah, pretty. Pretty, pretty. Pretty, pretty. Yo, buddy. Yeah, pretty. Pretty, pretty. Pretty, pretty. 대각대 학생. Yeah, pretty.
I like how I can hear Jix typing.
I heard it.
It's okay.
I honestly had no idea what I was talking. I thought someone really large was running around the hallway. Bum, bum, bum.
Anyway, I found the word, it's lamp gun or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Then the kids go around with those creative things and then sing at the doors and get candy. Kind of like Halloween, except without the costume.
Oh, okay.
And I liked the holiday as a kid, but I hate it now because I don't want to enter every door with every kid singing.
You know, it's like a mixture between caroling and trick-or-treating.
I'm like the fucking stooge of that holiday. Get away from my candy! Or you will be killed! If I have chocolate, and I really like that, or any kind of candy that I really like, you better not touch it without my permission. God!
There she is.
Never steal the candy and get away with that shit.
Hey, the talkin.
Sophie, do you have any holiday traditions?
On Thanksgiving, we always do like my aunt, she has a restaurant and stuff, so we always go over there, and so she always has this hat that has everybody's name in it, and it's like a Secret Santa sort of thing.
Uh-huh.
So somebody gets somebody else, and you're not supposed to tell them until it's Christmas. And one year, I got one of my cousins, and they had a cold on Thanksgiving. So I want to know what I got them for Christmas?
What?
The tissues.
What? Wow. They needed, so.
Yeah, that's true.
Thoughtful gift.
Very thoughtful.
To be perfectly honest, I don't celebrate Thanksgiving. Neither do I with Christmas.
Oh, well, that's understandable.
I got a birthday coming up.
Yay!
Hey!
Happy birthday to you.
Actually,
No, don't sing before it brings back luck.
my birthday. Oh, you guys.
Well, I don't necessarily have any traditions per se. I just meet up with my family and we eat a turkey that's been cooking for 24 hours and pumpkin pie and a bunch of other garbage. And then everyone watches football, but I'm not a sports fan, so I don't watch football. I basically just get with my family, we eat, and then I get the fuck out of there because I can only tolerate so much of my family in very little quantity.
I love my family.
I can't
That's
stand my family.
I'm still living with my family.
I live with my family. Well, I live with my one person.
With your
I
I live in an apartment, so I don't have to be bothered every freaking day by my parents.
Oh, I can't stand my parents.
Especially my mother!
Oh.
Huh.
Did you know that they didn't even eat turkey on Thanksgiving? They had like lobster and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what sparked the whole turkey tradition. I don't understand that at all.
And I don't even know why Free Birds died. It was that turkey sits on the first Thanksgiving day too.
It was stupid, but it was funny.
It was painful to me. Painful memories.
I guess we'll just move on to the main topic, which I know is going to consume a lot of time.
Oh my god.
This is going to be huge. Now, I'm probably going to span this out into the next episode as well. Right now, it being the end of the year, we have a lot of holidays. There's a lot of family talk. I personally see my family way more than I prefer to in the last couple of months of the year. And I'm sure a lot of other people do too. Those of you who love your family, that's awesome. I can't stand my family, so it's not so great for me. Instead, a lot of us really like ROCs and consider them like part of our family, right?
They're my children.
Exactly. Some people see them as children, babies. If you're like me, like I'm infatuated, I'm almost in love with some of my OCs. It's ridiculous.
Damn.
I'm not ashamed to admit it.
I got a little dick, it's pathetic.
And then if you want to talk more, we're going to have another episode. The next episode will be continuing the OC discussion. You can also talk about those that you hate, because going along with the theme of the show, I hate my family. So if you want to talk about OCs that you hate, you can.
Well, that's a lot easier for me.
Actually, there's a few OCs. There's only like 2 or 3 cat fights in my whole entire family. Well, at least my dad's side of the family.
Mm-hmm.
Anywhere else, nothing else. We just get along fine.
Oh, that's good.
And do you know why? Along with my mom's side of the family, I have over 100 members.
Oh my god, dude.
Jesus, I thought mine was huge.
Wow.
100 from your mother's side.
No, not from my mom's side, both my mom and dad's side.
Oh. Well, still that's huge.
Your grandmother sounded really busy for a few seconds there.
I want you guys to talk about mostly your OCs for right now and talk about your work. And then, do you guys kind of draw similarities? We'll talk about that later, but do you guys kind of draw similarities to create your OCs? Like, do you have an OC that is, kind of like your cousin or your brother, things like that?
Well, actually, I actually have a little cousin, 13, who's fan of Mega Man. I actually base him off of David. Except only not as strong and more talkative.
In playwriting, because I took that, I went to art school for writing. In order to make a developed character, you need to make them like a human being. And human beings are very complex, so the best way to make a character is to base them off of various people, like different traits. So that's the correct way of making a character.
Interesting.
Wanna know what?
Chicken breast.
I wanna wear. I feel like I wanna marry one of my characters.
Oh my god.
There's nothing wrong with that, because I kind of feel the same way.
Not necessarily marry, but I want her to be my best friend forever. Her name's JT.
Yeah,
I love that character.
And then for Thanksgiving, I gave every single one of my character family members because I didn't want them to be lonely.
Oh, that's precious, Sophie.
Or else JT would just be sitting by herself. I gave her a brother because her mom's dead and her father's evil.
Damn.
Wow.
That's too much.
But yeah, I completely understand. I hate leaving my characters single. That's why.
I don't know why.
Mr. Matchmaker over here.
Oh my god.
No kidding.
Does any one of you want to live in your KiseCast world?
Oh my god. Yes.
No.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I
Or else
No.
I'm probably 5 seconds from there.
Yeah, Sophie, you've got a lot of murderous characters.
Some of their characters, that's including Cam, scared the fuck out of me.
Yeah, Cam has a couple very frightening characters.
David actually tamed Cam, the one that wears purple and has guns. He tamed her without anyone getting hurt.
That's good. Mm-hmm. What about you, JJ? You want to talk about some of your OCs and posing that question to you? Would you live in your KiseCast world?
I definitely wouldn't want to live in my KiseCast world. It's full of sociopaths. It's alright, it's a comic. It's all nice and funny and like it's amusing to watch. If it happened in real life, it would just be mean.
I personally don't want to make a lot of my characters psychopath, or else I'll just feel really, really empty inside.
Who's next?
Go ahead, Jeff, since you're talking. Go ahead.
I don't know. I have so many. I have 90 characters.
Yeah, I know. That's the other
really
issue.
normal.
A lot of people have a shit ton of characters.
But some are just like side characters. Like I told you, my fucking characters I spend so much time on and they're developed. Do you want me to talk about a character? I want to talk about Chester, but Chester's not on my thing because I can't picture him being a doll. But I don't know. Should I talk about one of my characters I actually post on my profile?
I mean, it's about anything that you've created.
No,
Any
I know,
character.
but I'm debating because.
And then talk about both.
I don't want to talk about both. I could go on. It's terrible. Chester's like my favorite. His whole background is based off of songs because my Peach, who I roleplay with, wanted me to make her a husband for her character, so I did, and I picked Chester, and I love him so much. I don't know why. And then, I have so many fucking characters. Pam is like my first character I ever made. I made her when I was like 10. I think she's like the most developed, and she has like so many fucking plots, it's ridiculous. And she's like the mother character I always use when like there needs to be like a nurturing figure in plots. So yeah.
There's so many characters. Like, even though it's small compared to Marius or Jess's characters, I still love a lot of them. Like, Lily, I love her. I love Usami. I love Trixie. I love myself.
That's always good.
You narcissist! You narcissist!
That's another thing too. Is you guys aren't picking a favorite. Don't think of it as you're picking out your top favorite and you're going to offend any other character. I know that sounds ridiculous, but I thought of that too.
I don't give a shit.
But if you could talk about, like, focus on one character in particular that you're most passionate about, that has the deepest backstory. Like, for instance, myself, like, I tend to overuse Quinn, but I put Quinn in practically everything that I do because she is my favorite character. And I put so much heart and backstory behind her.
I had the idea of making Lily since I was somewhere around 13.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty enough, she has, even though that she's more happy now, she really has a tough backstory. Like, she was fine until the age of 5, where her parents were divorced, and he had to stay with his crazy dad. And because of that, she had her eating habits, which is partially the reason why she has that cute belly of hers. But it wasn't that good for her because there was so many children making fun of her just of how big she was.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was Duncan, Maddie, and Rufus, my characters that actually beat her with a steel bat.
Oh my god, man.
I was in a bad mood back then.
There were some points in my gallery where I was in a bad place. I may have made a bad picture or tied in some negativity to my story. And that was something that JJ and I talked about last night in our interview. There were some times where you may write something that's a little darker than normal, and some of us might regret what we did to our characters back then.
Well, it was actually, and she was losing hope. She didn't have the will to live, unfortunately, but there was my character David. He was the one that actually brought her to his mom's house, aka my former household, because my David and me are brothers in KiseCastE.
Mm-hmm.
So he brought her there, and actually, I don't know from my backstory if I wanted that dead or put in a mental asylum.
That's some Batman shit right there.
That's good.
Are we talking about Batman again? Okay.
We got chicks fired up about Batman.
I was gonna fucking comment.
And then, because of that, since they had to wait for her mom to come back to live with her again, which was for a month or two to wait, she had to live to David's house, and that's one of the reasons why she gained a crush on him.
Oh, okay.
Since he was the nicest person she ever met at the time.
Right.
But
and then he took care of her.
But he was still shy. He wasn't the 13-year-old kick-asser he is now.
Mm-hmm.
The one who... He's 13-year-old and he kicks ass. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
He was shy, but he still has the same sensitive heart he has now.
Mm-hmm.
Until Lily's mom came, he actually grew affectionate too. They were like brother and sister at the time.
Very cool.
And there's also one of my older pictures where he actually met Lily.
Okay. You're up, man.
Alright, JJ.
Wait, sorry for any disturbances, I gotta let my dog outside.
Okay.
Put me out of there.
To let the dogs out. Oh, I'm sorry.
Jesus, go! I gotta go outside!
Whoa, Sophie can get angry.
Rage!
Sophie, I'll never make you mad, just so you know.
Alright, JJ.
My favorite OC is Strayza, because that's when I started actually developing my characters. Because when I first started, I didn't really care, I just sort of made them. That's, so, like, the first comics where, like, she actually starts doing things is...
I love it.
You love it?
Jess?
I made it so awkward now.
What did you just say?
What?
You said I love it and then went really quiet.
Yeah, everything went really quiet. I thought you'd continue.
What was I talking about?
You were talking about
talking about Strayza and how when you first started, you didn't put a lot of...
So, her fight scene with Amy and Alice is like when I've actually got a storyline actually going through it. Because before that, it's just a mess, really, my entire comic. And that's when it gets kind of serious, and that's when I realized I could actually put a storyline to it. Because before that, it was just a mess of comedy and other random things. It was like a month into DeviantArt before I actually decided I was actually going to do something proper.
Right.
I have the problem too. I don't have any idea for a story or a plot or all that crap.
You do have some excellent characters that you've developed, though, so far, Jix.
The world that I created, it's more of a fun thing, and I've yet to really do something more serious or something. I don't know. I have an idea for a more story-driven world or something. The problem is KiseCastE won't be able to do it. It's that I want to make a sort of kind of fighting-like stuff with my fetish stuff mixed in. Because, I don't know, I really like action anime and stuff like that, so I really like that combined with my fetishes.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, that's good.
Sounds like that card goes bad.
Fuck you, Jess!
Holy moly. Shots fired.
Getting salty.
God damn it! I'm going to kill you!
All you have to do is
Well, do you have a particularly favorite character so far, Jix?
That's kinda hard, because I have only 3 characters so far that I've really used. I have Jenny, and well, I have already talked a lot about Jenny in the previous episode, and Jenny is basically gender-bending me, so I'm not going to talk about her, because she's an obvious favorite. I am the narcissist.
Obviously.
Lulu is definitely from the character that doesn't seem like me. I think Lulu is my favorite.
Jesus, dog, get off my computer chair!
What? I like how just in between conversations, Sophie starts yelling at her dog.
Two with people problems.
I get mad easily.
Don't worry about that.
Who's squeaking?
I think that's
Sophie?
Yeah, chair. No other way.
Sophie.
Oh my god, that sounds adorable.
Jix, we'll have you wrap up, bud.
Yeah. Yeah, you just said that a moment ago.
I know. We keep getting distracted.
Yeah, Lulu is basically that. top girl I made, because my character isn't the one with the, let's say, figuratively balls to do shit. Because she's basically the one who will kick your ass if you do anything to any of my other characters. She will, because the first story she had an obvious bat, steel bat in her hand. She basically scared those people off because they've been messing with her, so shit like that. She's kind of the protective one and is very loyal also. I'll just wrap it up like that because we need to get with this shit.
Who's next?
Talk about.
I'll go next.
Sophie, talk about your favorite OC.
Now!
Before I get mad at my dog again, I'll just talk about the one I mentioned earlier, JP.
The best one.
Well, I have to think stuff first. Sorry. Just talk about some stuff.
Okay, so does someone else want to talk while Sophie gets her things figured out?
Yeah, sure.
Well, get Mel to talk.
So, guys, I'm relatively new to the whole KiseCastE DeviantArt front on things, and you can thank Jack for introducing me to it.
Thank you, Jack.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you, Jack.
So, I essentially only have one OC at the minute, and she goes by the name of Melly, and is an extension of my own character, if you like, in real life. I have quite a serious job in real life again, so to take that and put like a sort of a badass spin on it is kind of what I enjoy doing most about that character, but to also develop it so that she has some crazy little evil voice in her head that tells her to do nasty little things is a completely different side of things, complete separate OC, which is Doug's evil Melly. Oh yeah, she does nasty little things, as you might have seen in a few of my beginning comics. I mean, I don't have a lot of stuff up because time constraints and work and all that wonderful, wonderful things about being a real life person is fantastic.
Yeah, you sort of release stuff in batches though, don't you? Like, you're finishing a comic before you're submitting it.
Well, that's the thing, mate. I've tried to sort of tie things together in one massive chunk whilst down here, and then when I come back on leave, and I like come up and stay with you, I'll probably end up doing like a lot more frequent daily releases kind of thing. So,
Sweet.
Damn straight.
I know that's one thing, just speaking to a beginner, and that is, I used to wait until I would have like 16 pages of a comic and then release it all at once. And the one downside to that I've found personally, because I'm also really hard up for time, it's a lot easier to just release a little bit as you go along.
That's what I always do.
Mm-hmm.
Keep them waiting.
Yeah, kind of builds up that anticipation for your viewers to, wait for the next one to come out and the next one and the next one. You just kind of spoon feed it to them little by little, rather than waiting until you have everything completed. Because sometimes, for me in particular, sometimes it gets to the point where you're on page 12 and it's like, God, I have 4 more pages to go. When is this going to be done?
Yeah. I'm going to Austria tomorrow, skiing for Christmas, so I don't really have much time to do a lot more comics, which kind of sucks, but,
Whoa, but that's awesome, you're going to Austria.
Yeah, I know, God, it's going to be absolutely fantastic, but, friends, drunkenness, booze, alcohol.
God.
Nice.
Drunkenness, booze.
All the way, it's...
Drunk booze!
Done.
Mel, is there anything else that you want to chime in?
Apart from that, it's been awesome to sort of chat with you guys. I mean, it's been pretty eye-opening experience to embrace community in such a nice fashion. Drunken boobs.
Drunken Booze Man.
That's the title of this show now.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Alright, Sophie, go.
Start. Well, one of my characters, JD, well, she's a demon, and,
You're far away.
well, whenever she was like 8 or so, she got a little brother named Ichiro, and so, they had like a nice happy at first, but then a couple years later, she's dead right now.
What?
What?
Well, she killed herself because, she was like, she wanted them to escape, and, because, like, their mother wanted to kill them or something, so whenever they were trying to escape, she jumped off the cliff.
Sophie, we're really having trouble listening to you. Sorry.
So soft. What happened?
Sophie, get closer to your mic.
Please, for the love of God.
I heard Bubble
Just level up there.
I heard a phone.
I heard Bubble Bobble.
Sophie just leveled up.
I thought I heard a Bubble Bobble. Bubble Bobble was adorable.
Wasn't it the one where the dinosaurs shot bubbles at other bubbles?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I actually. Yes.
Guys, I'm terribly sorry, but I'm gonna have to shoot off. I've got a lot of stuff to do. So nice meeting you all.
It was a pleasure, Mel.
Nice
See you
meeting
around.
you.
Catch you in a bit.
Nice, Mel.
Okay, Sophie.
Sophie, don't die.
I know, I'll just have to like write something about it because I have like no microphone and my voice is like really soft in real life.
You right now.
Yeah, we can hear you better now.
Yelling.
I know.
Love you.
I like talking as loud as my voice wants to talk because in real life, I just have a really whispery voice.
Oh my god.
Please whisper again, Sophie.
Okay.
God. Days.
Hope, 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 hope.
You character development at me, damn it. I'm so fucking awesome.
I've dealt with worse.
Alright, I'll tell you a couple characters that I have plans for. One of the characters I have ideas for is Kathleen.
I like her.
Basically, I'm quarter Irish on my dad's side, and I just decided to create a character based around that. So sorry if I'm really awkward with this.
No, it's okay. Take your time.
At least you don't forget about what you're talking about, like me.
I do.
It's an endearing side of you, JJ.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, basically, I just decided to create her one day, and I've grown to like her, so I'm thinking about doing more stuff with her in the future. I just don't know what I'm actually going to do with my librarian at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that, and then another character is Margaret.
Oh, yes. Sorry.
Yeah.
I guess I just made it obvious that I really like Margaret.
I love Margaret.
She's so hot.
Adult version, I hope. But yeah, I'm going to be doing more with Margaret as well in the future.
Excellent.
Mainly focusing around the life that she left behind when she got turned into a child. Hey, dude.
Hey guys, did I miss anything?
Yes.
Yes, a lot. We actually talked about our characters a little.
Do you know what you didn't miss though?
What?
Ass.
I'm glad I can catch this.
What? Whose booty did we miss?
Okay. Back to the DBZ rules. Please continue because I want to hear more about Margaret.
Oh my god, you fucking fanboy. Alright. I love Margaret too.
It's nice to know that she has fans out there, so... Yeah, basically, I'm gonna focus more around the life that she had to leave behind when she got turned into a child form in my pictures shows, because she was in love with this guy, but she never got to tell him that, and now she can't be with him because of that fact. That really, like, broke her heart, because she wants to be with him, but she's like 7 years old now, so...
Yeah, I remember. It's actually pretty sad.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah. I was actually in one of those moments where I had an emotional day, and I actually teared up a little.
But
I'm
don't
sorry.
worry, more adult Margaret is on the way as well. So,
oh, hi, the Grimace! You decided came too! Such a late time.
The one with the cute voice!
Oh boy.
That's
Here
the
we
voice.
go.
There's the voice!
Oh boy.
Okay, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Sophie has a really cute voice. I don't know if Grimace's voice is as cute as her.
Yes, Sophie's voice is cute.
That's like women's voices. I don't know.
What about my voice?
I'm just gonna say it right now. You sound a little bit like Boomstick from Death Battle.
Red's voice.
For death battle!
Red's voice is the kind of voice you want leading you in a zombie apocalypse.
Also, Red Sniper, I'm just going to say, some of your characters creep me the fuck out.
Is that the point?
Oh, really? Like which ones?
The one, well, maybe the one that some guy killed her girlfriend.
Raise?
Oh, you mean Rays?
Yes, like, she's just terrifying to me.
Well, she was made to be terrifying.
Mission successful.
All right, guys. All right, let's keep the flow going. Who else wants to talk about specifically maybe one or two of their OCs?
I could talk.
Nolan, you could talk.
Yes, I can talk. I can do more than laugh in the background. Alright, let's see. Where to start? Well, I guess I could start with Nolan. It's kind of a weird story. I mean, it's not weird. It's simple what-if thing. Yeah, so, apparently I was told by the doctors, the stupid doctors, that I was going to be born a girl. But, as it turns out, I'm not a girl. So I decided I would try and experiment with my thought process and figure out, well, what would happen, how would life be different if I were a girl, or what would I even look like if I were a girl?
Yeah.
You know, what if they were right somehow? Ooh, this is kind of hard on me. I'm starting to shake up, even in my voice is low.
It's okay, man. You're doing a great job.
It's okay, I have the same feeling too.
I was having a panic attack yesterday and I was only talking to Ezra, so don't worry about it.
Nolan, do you want to take a break for a bit and we can come back to you?
Alright, hold on. We'll hold up a little bit.
Okay,
We'll
does someone
get
else...
over the cheaters.
That's fine, dude. Does someone else want to chat for a while?
Can I go?
Yeah, go ahead, Red.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Go ahead. Oh, yeah.
Alright, so we're talking about OCs, right?
Yes.
Fictional characters.
Anyone that you love or hate.
Well, I love all my characters, but, you know, I do have certain ones that I like we mentioned Rays, and I think Rays is probably a character I have with the most story. I actually made a picture, I think it was last month or so. It's called Memories.
Oh god, that do you know that actually
the
made
backstory that Chad talked about how his girlfriend died.
Yeah, the picture was about, you know, Ray's having a memory of her girlfriend.
Wait, are you like forgetting she's zombie type thing? I never understood that fully.
See, her thing is, you know, she's dead, but she was brought back to life and given these powers, right? And she can't permanently die. Yeah. I'm not really sure how to explain it, but yeah, she is technically dead, but yeah, I'm not sure what I should call her.
That is just a word, actually.
Undead.
Yeah, let's just go with undead.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Fucking knew it.
Okay.
That's what you made him say.
How could we not see it?
My evil scheme works.
Evil. I'll have you know, Jix, now whenever I say evil, I have to say it that way in my head.
Evil.
Going back to Red for a minute.
Yes, go back to Red Sniper.
Yeah, well, speaking of evil, a part of the story of a racist story that I didn't mention yet, I mentioned someone brought her back to life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah. He brought her back to life so she could get her revenge on everyone, basically the whole world for taking away her girlfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
The whole world?
He's one of those bitter bitches who doesn't understand and it's not the world.
Well, in Ray's eyes, everyone is fucking evil,
Right.
Because she's never met a nice person before. Well, except her girlfriend, of course. But yeah, this dude, he brought her back to life, but he never mentioned specifically why he did it.
And here comes the plot twist.
Dun dun dun!
He made it just for the evils.
There's a plot twist to it. I'm not sure if I should spoil it here.
Don't spoil it.
Don't spoil it if you don't want
No spoilers.
Oh, I want to know.
No spoilers.
Fine, no spoilers. Maybe then I won't tell you what happens at my story with Lily.
No, because I want to find out on my own.
And I'll probably tell you some other time. So like I say, he brought her back to life, but he didn't mention specifically why he did it, and that is part of a plot that's going to happen later.
Alright.
So yeah, that's basically all I have to say about Rays, I believe.
And you know what? The picture you've heard about going to kill her mom, that just actually made me feel bad inside. I just don't know why. I'm just not that kind of a drama guy. So if I see something like that during a morning, especially 3 or 4, it stays with me until that night.
Damn.
Yeah, that picture, it was basically telling, who Ray's first victim was.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out it was her own mother.
It's a pretty wicked picture.
It burns.
Why the one doing that post? Can anyone else hear that?
What is his voice?
It's a mechanical bee.
Okay, who wants to talk about their OCs next?
Grimace, can I... Huh?
Go.
Who, me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. This is actually weird because I'm a bit lost between 4 characters. I want to talk about... Okay, but I want to choose only one of them.
Okay.
I know you guys really love one of the characters I'm going to mention, but right now I don't think I'm going to talk about her. I'm talking about Janice from Ellie's Strange Life. I know a lot of people like her a lot.
Yes.
Even though she does horrible things, but maybe I'm going to keep her for next time. This time, I think I'm going to stick with 2 guys who are technically one character, sorta, which is from my Ruinian thing. It's Mizar and Alcor. Let me just post you guys the link so you guys know what I'm talking about.
Perfect.
Okay, these guys are basically... I conceived them after playing Soul Calibur, actually, because there's one character there that's Algol. That's a guy that's been buried for thousands and thousands of years, and he comes back and he decides to...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
They look... I'm sorry, but they look so feminine. I thought they were females at first.
It's okay. I want Mizar's pecs to look like pecs, but the regular KiseCae for Pax doesn't look like they're really muscular, so I had to give him the 3 out of 15 brass.
I know.
Yeah,
And to me, our KiseCastE just makes their men really feminine.
It is so hard to make guys on that. It's so.
with decent enough job.
The short hair options are terrible. They're not good enough. Then again, I want to talk about these guys a bit for you because I'm gonna ship them till the end of Mankind, and you guys won't be able to stop me. For now, this is the only yaoi you're gonna get from me, so you better like it. Okay, let me just try to. Okay, these guys, they're basically from an ancient civilization from about 40,000 years old. I may be exaggerating a bit, or I may be underestimating the number a bit. I don't remember the story, but basically, as the prince, he's the crown prince from that civilization, as his name implies, and Alcor is his manservant. And basically, Mizar, he's really one-sided. He thinks he's very arrogant. He was raised like a prince would be, and so he has this straight view of mankind. And he's like, all right, mankind. While I was gone, mankind has degraded a lot, so I hate everyone living right now. He's not technically the villain, and he doesn't oppose the good guys. He's actually part of their group, but he doesn't like where mankind is, but he knows it's his duty to protect it. And
so he's like neutral.
He's an anti-hero.
Yeah, kind of like an anti-hero who reluctantly aids the heroes, even though he's in the main group.
Ezra.
But what kind? So what kind? Lawfully neutral, true neutral, or chaotic neutral?
I wouldn't say neutral. I'd say kind of true neutral, basically. But I don't know. I was never really good with that alignment. But basically, he fights, and he's not very. He's arrogant. Right now, I don't know how to describe it. They have a little bio over there. They have a bio on the picture I sent you.
Okay.
And right now, there's only one person he really likes, he really cares about, and that's Alcor. Because Alcor is his little manservant. He's been... Yeah, they've been buried together. Alcor is sworn to protect Mizar as long as the two of them live, which is gonna be a long time. And Mizar, being a prince, he always overwhelms Alcor with lots of work and chores to do. And Alcor, most of the time, can't do it all by himself, although he has to. Mm-hmm. But Mizar deeply really like each other because Alcor really likes Mizar, and Mizar cares for Alcor, even though the two of them just I don't know. But right now I'm really nervous and
it's okay. Is it more of like a bromance that they have, or is it more like love?
No. It's more like a bromance, but none of them are really attracted to each other. They're like they really care about each other. They're in a hell of a world, to see each other getting through. Especially Alcor, because it's his duty to let the prince survive and help him out with that. But it's kind of tough for me to describe it right now. Kind of like it. So, but yeah, they were created one for another.
You know, I was actually thinking of making a character based with some elements of Shadow the Hedgehog. I don't know why. I just have him in my head.
I love Shadow the Hedgehog. He's awesome.
Oh my god.
Like I was trying to make this top 10 anti-heroes, right? And I wanted to put Shadow on there. My friend was like, "No, Shadow's not an anti-hero." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
Yeah, he is kind of the definition of an anti-hero.
Shadow is more like the definition of edgy. That one, I have one. Every time I think of Shadow, there's only one trick that comes to mind. It's when he says, "This is like taking candy from a baby," which is fine by.
Oh my god, that's so Doritos Mountain Dew.
You know what was my favorite line from Shadow? Where's that damn full Chaos Emerald?
That just always gets me.
I love that.
I'm just gonna
Mesa.
post my other picture of the two of them, and we can move on.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry I'm late again.
It's okay, man. At least you made it.
Yeah. All right.
The Grimace wants to talk.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Grimace.
Hello? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
So you hear me bien? Good.
Hi.
Hi, sorry for being late.
It's
Oh,
okay.
your voice is smooth.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to kind of drop my in the OC discussion.
Mm-hmm.
I was. I'm not gonna bore you a lot. I just one OC I technically love because I kinda designed her like some kind of platonic love. You know, someone perfect to me.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is just Alice. Her last name is Bayer. So technically, the world she lives in is some kind of what is the word? When the future is despotic and sad and very awful. So in this world, technically, I made this world so people. There was one kind of operation people could do where they just erased their minds technically and made them obsessed with someone else, kind of like a slave thing. So, but like this world is so over that fact that with the years this became something common. So someone says, "Hey, I like you a lot," so like a proof of love, I'm gonna demonstrate that I love you. So I'm going to give you me, per se. I'm giving you all that it's me. I'm not gonna think. I'm not gonna be able to anything without you. No. So.
Oh, I know that's a story.
Yeah, that story was a bit depressing. I saw it and it really hit me.
Yeah, it's the idea. I think it's kind of cruel, but in the end, I think I made a way to this character, Alice. She wanted to. She kind of had troubles with her family, with her parents. So in one of those fights with them, she kind of decides, well, they don't like me the way I am. They don't like me the way I express myself. Kind of bigoted, and they just don't want me to live this life. So I'm going to become one of these MSU. Is the name of the people who pass from this operation. I'm going to serve them, and I'm going to technically surrender my thoughts and my own free will, because they will never let me be free for myself. That is her thought thinking. In some way,
Fucking scary. Giving up your free will.
That's sad.
God damn it, Red!
Red, you need to chill.
Wait, what?
Yeah, we can hear your bones every time it goes off.
It's really vibrating.
Yes, it's vibrating.
You think I'm lying?
I don't know. I don't know how to cut it off or something.
No, just put it on something soft.
Okay, I'll just put it on my bed.
This character, along the lines of the comic, the Love Doll comic, she finds out that, well, even in this world that she lives in, she kind of can make herself a place to be happy and be herself. The reason that I love her so much is because she's tough and she's really badass. But she has this shelf in herself because she kind of saw the worst of people, especially her parents. So she kind of protects herself with that. And with the time, she kind of allows a little of people to enter in her cycle. And well, anyway, I kind of love her for that, and I designed her specifically because, by the way, in the way that she's strong, she's independent, but she kind of wants people on her side, but she doesn't know exactly how to do that. Anyway, that's it.
Very awesome. And I've been looking at the comic the entire time you were talking, and that's pretty moving stuff, man.
Yeah.
God damn it, Red!
Red, I swear to God, if that phone goes off one more time, I'm gonna get a shotgun and blow it to pieces.
I thought you were going to say, I'm gonna go zero on your ass.
Can I get a new phone before you do that?
Yeah, you got about 24-hour head start.
Jess, you haven't talked about your OC.
I haven't?
Yes, you did.
Oh, wait, you did.
I just forget.
Dun dun dun.
Oh wait, guys, before I forget, for anyone who is interested, this morning I put a new picture on DeviantArt. It's about Five Nights at Freddy's 2.
Yeah, I seen it.
Oh, I saw it, yeah.
Wait, I'm just going to re-look it again because I don't remember seeing it, but I remember hearing it. I don't know how to say it.
I remember hearing that, though. Gonna harm my nightmares.
Also, did you guys try to make a picture for Rachel's contest?
Yeah.
I'm going to. JJ made one that was awesome.
I went over.
I wanted to do one, but
Guys,
I haven't thought of it already.
It's actually.
Do you want to talk about an OC?
I want to. Maybe.
Or Jess can talk. Asa, do you want to chime in on a favorite OC of yours?
I have no idea how to answer that, really.
Okay, that's okay.
Come on.
Red, you're the most ineffective sniper ever, because if that's going off non-stop, they're going to know
and I won't bring my phone next time I go sniping.
Anyway, going on to the topic, if you have an OC that is based of someone in real life, if you want to talk about that.
Well, what about other than ourselves? Because there's Ezra, there's me. Do you make a character by yourself, Red Sniper?
Thing is, well, my characters, I like to. What I like to do with my character, I like to put, a little bit of myself in my characters,
You have to. You have to put a bit of yourself in a character, even like when you're an actor. You need to do that, and you'll be able to connect to.
I'll be back soon. Wait, let me just.
For example, when I was making David, I included mine and my cousin John's raging.
Yeah. All my characters have plenty of people that I like in it. Well, not even that I like.
Yeah, like for example, me, my character Daisy, she really likes candy, and I'm a bit of a candy hoarder myself. Yeah, also, my character Harley, she's really shy, and I remember when I was younger, I was very shy too.
But are they based off of other people, not yourself?
Well, I do have one character. You know my character Faye. She likes anime, and I knew this girl I was friends with in high school. She was really into anime, and that's kind of who Faye is based off of.
I see.
All my characters are based on people, Corin or Karen. I pronounce it Corin, but a lot of people pronounce it Karen. My little, transgender, flamboyant trap.
Mm-hmm.
I realized afterwards when I was developing him that I gave him a lot of traits of my sister. By accident. I was like, oh shit, he acts like my sister. And, that's about it. That's all I wanted to say.
Okay.
Actually, I had a character that was based off by one of my ex-girlfriends.
Mm-hmm.
And turns out, since it was a childhood experience, all my childhood experiences I'm going to give to David.
Okay.
And apparently, she was a nice girl. She listened to me. She was the only girlfriend I ever had. But then after we made up, that was the last time I saw her. I called her time to time to see how she was doing. But after this, or she never called back. And I just thought she gave up interest on me.
Okay.
Does anybody else have an OC that they've based on someone from real life?
Not me. I don't have any OC that was based off anyone in real life. Really, most thing I do is when I decide to have to base someone's visual on a model or an actor or something from real life.
Oh, okay.
But I don't base anyone out of old girlfriends or friends or family. None of that.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Cam is based off of my grandmother. Well, she has a lot of... I just, not completely, I over-exaggerate a lot, but most of her persona is my grandmother's. Like, I even gave her the same birthday.
Oh. That's amazing.
Yeah. And her height is based off of my sister's height that is based off of Corin's personality. Because my sister's like 5'1". I just said this to Lewis like an hour ago.
Also, I'm just curious, have any of your characters was inspired by other people's characters?
No.
No, that's a good question.
I have a character like that.
Who's that?
Who?
My character, Andre, you know him?
Mm-hmm.
So?
He's actually based off of James Rolfe's character, the angry video game nerd.
Angry video game nerd. Also, I never watched the. Well, actually, when I was making Uzami, I actually had your character Lacey in mind.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, I actually, the first 7 characters that I developed, this was before I joined DeviantArt. I had 7 characters that are based off of people that I know in real life. Some are loosely based on real people, and some are very heavily based on real people.
You said that one of your characters is based off of a cute girl that you liked.
Yeah, it was a later character. I don't use her that much. My character Autumn, she's really mysterious. I never use her. And whenever I do use her, she never talks. And that's because she was based off of a cute girl that I used to run into at the grocery store. And one day I finally got the balls to ask her out, and it didn't really work out. But that's fine. I creepily based a character on her.
Oh my God. I actually have a few characters like that are based on people.
Mm-hmm. Do you have anyone in particular?
There's
Maybe
Roxy.
Margaret?
There's Roxy.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Based off someone I knew from school. Then there's Hannah.
Oh.
Her personality is based on someone that I knew.
That's awesome.
Huh. Yes.
Not quite a character based on a person, but I'm part of another community, the Latin Hetalia community. So these people, seeing Hetalia and the characters who represent countries and whatever. So there is another whole community about just the Latin countries because the creator of Hetalia didn't mention it at all. So there's this whole thing about the headcanon about I think Mexico acts this way. I think Chile acts this way.
Oh, so nice.
So they put this and there and whatever. So some people have created some Bolivias, and I'm from Bolivia. Mm-hmm. So I created one Bolivia, and I'm not exactly based on one person, but her basic way to act, it's totally based on whatever I have seen that the people I live is. So, and there's kinda this side of her, like a character, that she is very shy and really she doesn't want to around people or whatever. She doesn't want to. She kind of reserves herself. And there's another side of her that kind of symbolizes the progress of my country. That symbolizes, well, she's trying to get better. She's trying to get more advanced and whatever. Anyway, that's it, I think.
Very cool. I've seen a lot of people who have created their own country characters based off of Italia, which I've never watched before, but it is very intriguing to me.
I heard from a friend that has a lot of cussing.
Oh, really?
I have a question. What the fuck is Italia?
Actually, this is slotting.
Let me describe it the way Ray described it in the first KiseCast episode. Gay countries.
Yeah, it is.
There are these anime characters that are like based off of countries, like they're supposed to be the country, I think, right?
I think so.
And there are like these little short like animation, I want to say clips, but like little like, what is it, like 5-minute episodes, and it's just like, random.
It's because it was based in something that came out like short stories, like kinda in the paper.
Yeah.
So it's really short. And
I could never get this.
it's kinda lower in yaoi. But I kind of love how the characters are portrayed. All the, this country acts this way because this, and it kind of makes sense.
Now, I have something to say about that Italia.
Real quick, Jix, Clara in the chat basically said it's an international yaoi festival, and I think I agree with that.
I have a problem with it. I have one problem with it.
What's that?
What is that?
Well, the problem I have with it is that the Netherlands. That I've looked it up once. There were anime characters with Netherlands nationality. The only character I found was the Italia character that was Netherlands personified. The problem I have with the Italia version of Netherlands is that he does drugs as if all people in Netherlands does drugs, because that's one of the stereotypes nowadays.
Let's be honest. Most people in Europe, and I know it in advance. Most people from Europe, when they when they talk about going to Netherlands, they certainly don't want to go there for the museums. They're
That's
like, hey, let's go to
unfortunately true.
Amsterdam. Wink, wink. It has brownies. Wink, wink.
Yeah, that's
I
unfortunate.
have a problem with that because it creates stereotypes. I don't even do drugs. I don't even smoke. I don't even drink. They only go to Amsterdam to that's where the main city of our country, and that's where most of the times they do drugs. And there's also the red light district.
Right.
And because they only see Amsterdam, they automatically think this is the entire fucking Netherlands. In America, there are also states where you could do drugs. But apparently our country is the one famous for it. It's fucking bullshit. I'm really angry about that shit, as you can hear.
Understandable. So is there anything that anybody wants to close on the topic of OCs and any connections that they have to real life people?
I could say what I said before. In writing, you're supposed to base them off of many personalities and create it into one because it makes them complex and interesting and realism. I mean, even if they're like an alien character, if they have a complex personality, it makes them interesting.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I don't use realism as in like they have to be human. Like, even if they're not human, they should have like a good personality. So you should use many traits of other people.
Agreed.
I actually kind of wanted to talk about two of my other characters that I don't get to talk about often. My characters, Daisy and Mika. Yeah, they're basically two friends, and sometimes they go on these wacky adventures, right? These strange adventures, And there's actually this villain they know, this alien dude. He's an alien who wants to take over the world because...
I gotta cut you off for like 1 second. I'm leaving. Bye, guys.
Bye, Jess.
See you later, Jeff.
You, Jeff.
You're traffic on the page if you miss me.
Oh, now you come, Cameron!
Yo! This is a little late to the party, Cam.
You don't say, Ezra! I was waiting for him!
I was busy, so up yours!
Anyways, does anybody remember where I left off? Yeah, I was talking about characters Daisy and Mika, and I mentioned there's the right?
Yeah.
Basically, he's this alien emperor, right? And he wants to take over the world because he wants to turn planet Earth into his personal spa resort.
Okay.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. But, so like I said, they go on these really wacky adventures. They also have some help from their friend Andre, who I had mentioned earlier. Yuri, who is basically the muscle. Yeah, it's just a bunch of wacky situations while they're going on these adventures,
Right. Very cool.
Also, there's these other two characters I had. One is Mecha Daisy, who is basically a robotic version of Daisy. She wants to destroy Daisy to prove that she is better,
So basically Metal Sonic.
Yeah, I was just going to say, where have I heard that before?
Well, to be honest, she kind of is based on Metal Sonic, and also the other character, Sheikah, she's basically a clone of Mika that the alien created. She's she hates Mika, but for some reason she likes Daisy. Yeah, she
Can I say something quickly?
Okay.
Well, I just want to say I'm going to go.
Alright, Jix.
Bye, Jix.
So, have a good day, good night, whatever the fuck.
Alright.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, see you, man. So, yeah, I just want to close by saying that, I can't wait for Thanksgiving because I'm totally gonna pig out on fucking cranberry sauce and cheesecake because I fucking like that shit.
I'm gonna make my awesome turkey. It will be amazing.
Hey, Sophia, you came back.
Alright, guys, we're gonna wrap this episode up. Everyone, one by one, go ahead and list off your DeviantArt account. Well, go ahead, Red, you go first.
Mine is Red Reaper 36.
And then the Grimmest?
Well, the Grimmest, DeviantArt.com. And can I do a quick shout out? Really quick. Shout out to my buddy Bill Deef. He's making a cool comic called The White Plague. And another shout out to my other friend called Toma Hirasawa. He's making another comic. It's really funny and really dramatic. And those two names are the names. They're Deviants. That's all. Thank you for all to coming.
Cam?
Power of Sky. You'll find that there. Oh, and a quick shout out to Raijin Senshi. Look him up. He's a pretty good artist, and he's actually interested in doing something that's not perverted for once, so...
Yes, definitely check out Raijin.
His artwork is awesome.
Yes, it is. Oh, God.
Sophie.
My deviant art is the king of that whole game. I'm not a boy.
You couldn't sound more like a 12-year-old there.
I know. His voice gets really annoying.
Not really.
Even to myself.
I think it sounds cute.
DBZ.
If you want, you can find me at DBZ Rules at DeviantArt, and hopefully you'll get to know it. Hopefully that beeping won't be on my channel.
Yeah, Red, when you listen back to this, man, you're gonna hear what we hear.
I really don't know how to turn it off, guys.
Me neither.
Wait, isn't DBZ for like Dragon Ball Z because my friend really likes that?
Yep.
Or something.
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Evolution.
We don't talk about that.
Go away.
Get away from us.
Alright, Chad.
Hey, I hate the movie too.
TGCF KiseCae, that's what I'm called.
Asa.
Mine is GodRed01.
And last but not least is JJ.
I'm JJ, and my DeviantArt account is ENKisekae.
Since you were the guest of the episode, I'm going to let you have the closing words.
Oh shit. Red Sniper stole the I Love Booty line, so I can't use that.
Dang you, Red Sniper!
Yeah, you can't take my line, dude.
Oh, the humor.
Right. I'd just like to say thank you to everyone here, because this is like the first time I've joined one of these, and it's been awesome, and I've loved it. And also thank you to everyone on DeviantArt who watches me, and everyone who I watch, because you've made it a really enjoyable experience this past 6 months.
Thank you so much, guys. I know we've derailed a lot on this episode. It's gone on a really long time. But thank you so much for joining us on episode 3 of KiseCast After Hours.
Say bye now.
Oh my god.
Yes! Fucking touchdown! Get wrecked!